Ohio is really two places in one. The first part is flat, boring, cornfields forever and ever, amen. And the second part is more similar to West Virginia, with rolling hills, trees as far as the eye can see, exciting places like Youngstown, and rednecks named Doug. And those two sections of Ohio are separated by one railroad. And this railroad is not it, but I will show you in a couple seconds. Let's go on a drive. As you can see, the first 150 miles heading east on the Ohio Turnpike are a very flat drive. But then, out of absolutely nowhere... Oh look, a railroad bridge. Cool. Oh wow, look. There's a hill right there. Up ahead, we're climbing right now. Oh look, there's a hill over there. Yeah, that's a pretty long hill right there. Yep, definitely not flat anymore. But the Ohio Turnpike isn't the only spot where you can see this. You can also see these same railroad tracks on Interstate 90, Euclid, looking west. Here, you can see on the north side of this railroad, it looks pretty flat. But turning this way, oh look, hills. Now going down much further south to US 30 to show this isn't just a Cleveland thing. Look right here, US 30, look at that, flat. Go a bit further east. Oh look, railroad, conveniently placed. Now let's head over to Mansfield. Zoom in, and... look at that. So to figure out what's going on, let's use a topographic map. This is the URL for any of you who are interested. If you are interested, of course. I'm interested. But the key here is that this is a map showing the elevation of the ground, and it shows you the elevation based on the color of the ground. Very simple. So here's the top-down view of Interstate 90 in Euclid. This dashed line is the railroad track right here. This one, not this one, this one. And you can see just to the south, there's a very clear elevation boundary right here. But if you're normal, you call this a hill, not an elevation boundary. So to the north of this hill, you can see that the land is flat, and to the south, it's higher elevation, so there's hills and valleys and stuff over here. So right around here is where I showed you the flat spot on US Route 30. So let's head east. So here you can kind of see that we're climbing here. This right here, here's the railroad. And here's where that final picture was taken. You can see hills now. So what's going on here? So let's do the obvious thing and zoom out. Here's downtown Cleveland, and here's the Ohio Turnpike, this road right here. And this right here is our beloved railroad. You can see it kind of goes up here, goes this way across here, and then goes back up to where we were at, right there. Ignore this railroad, it's not active anymore. Here we go, past 30. All the way down to Columbus. Okay, let's zoom out again. Alright, now that we have both Cleveland and Columbus in view, you will notice that both of these cities are located within Ohio's flat region, but are still pretty close to this border right here with the hilly region. And you can see this dark line right here, this one. This is the railroad that we just followed. You can see that it very nearly follows this boundary between Ohio's two regions. Right here you might say, huh, that looks weird, but it's actually better than you think. So you can see though that this hilly region kind of juts out here between Cleveland and Columbus. So why doesn't it travel the straight route between both cities like this line? This is Interstate 71, where cars travel. Well, cars like the ones that travel on Interstate 71 are light. Freight trains, heavy. This weight means that freight train engines are going to have a much tougher time lifting every single rail car up and down multiple hills. According to Wikipedia, for freight trains, gradients should be as gentle as possible, preferably below 1.5%. Thanks, Wikipedia. I'll keep that in mind next time I'm building a railroad. So instead of making every train journey between Cleveland and Columbus even more nightmarish than it already is, they just take the flat ground slightly to the west instead. So here you might be saying, huh, looks like it crosses the boundary right here. Well, that isn't necessarily the border between the flat and hilly part of Ohio, because you can see it still kind of looks flatter over here and hillier over here. Yeah, even here you can see, you know, it's not perfect, especially down towards Columbus. And also that doesn't really explain this part, which you might say, geez, this is in the flat part of Ohio, but that's pretty tall. And also, I will be honest, I kind of lied, because it doesn't necessarily follow the flat and hilly parts between Columbus and Cincinnati, although Cincinnati is within the hilly part of Ohio, so yeah. But hey, I will be explaining all of this right now. Now, how does Ohio have well-defined flat and hilly regions in the first place? In order to understand that, you have to take a look at this. Yeah. Physiographic regions of Ohio. Physiographic meaning related to geology or topography. Let's do this. So there are a lot of lines on this map, but I will simplify it for you. So the main line that we're looking at is this line right here, that marks the northern and western boundary of this region number 10 right here, so this one. And you'll notice right here, wow, that was bad, okay. It says Allegheny Escarpment. Now, an escarpment is a long hill that separates two regions of different elevations. In this case, region number 6 is lower than region number 10. And this also separates out larger regions. You can see region number 6 right here is in the Till Plains region. And can you all see that? You might not be able to see that. Yeah, region number 6 is in the Till Plains region. And region number 10 is in this region, the glaciated Allegheny Plateaus. I'm very sorry about the bad service. So this Till Plains region is part of a much bigger region known as the Central Lowland. And the glaciated Allegheny Plateau is part of the plateaus leading up to the Appalachian Mountains further down to the southeast. In fact, you can actually see it right here. You probably can't see it. But yeah, Central Lowland, and you can probably see that, Appalachian Plateaus. And this line, line 10, separates both these regions out. So you can see Cleveland's right here, if you can see it. Cleveland's right here, Columbus is right here, and the railroad connecting Columbus and Cleveland runs right along here, runs through Gallion, runs through there, runs up that way, and goes up there. And in fact, northeast of Cleveland, it keeps going. It keeps and it separates it out really well. This is where Interstate 90 is, along this line right here, if I could draw, dear God. Okay, yeah, so you can see that indeed this railroad does indeed separate the flat and hilly parts of Ohio. But you also might be saying, well, what about that high elevation region in the western part of Ohio? It actually contains the tallest hill in Ohio, Campbell Hill. This region right here, region 3.3, Bellefontaine Upland. It's near the city of Bellefontaine, and it's kind of an outlier of the plateau. So even though right here it says it's part of the Till Plains, it really, geologically speaking, is part of this region. But look at this wonderful Ohio winter weather. Now, if you want to see more geography or whatever type videos on my channel, I have plenty of those. Thanks for watching, and remember to never stop learning.